Clap for Anastasia. Yay! You just do it like this. Yeah, yeah, it's low tech. Yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for the opportunity. Nico said that he's presenting the first time to offline event, I believe. I'm presenting in general first time to Startup Crowd because I was corporate in the past, and last year I started my own company, so I've been working for different companies, like corporate, but right now it's way more interesting, it seems. So I'm going to talk a little bit about women empowerment today. So my project is Metasouls community, and the purpose of this project is to empower and inspire women on the way towards Web3. So, but before I jump into the details, let me talk a little bit about the context. I'm really happy to see women today, like quite some women, because I think last week it was like 2 girls or so. And I'm not going to get into the details of statistics, how many women you can see in tech companies or how many women invest in crypto. If you Google, you will see that actually it's huge underrepresentation of women in tech. I'm not sure what comes first. I think it's kind of chicken and egg story. First, underrepresentation and under-credibility, which is not fair. It needs to be changed because we all know that women can do the job as beautifully as men do. So So the second thing is, of course, judgment in business and tech community, because we have noticed that there is a lack of a free space for women. Ask questions, find collaborators in the context of Web3, in the context of technology. This is also something what we want to change. And number 3 is inefficient Web3 education. When I say inefficient, I mean rather not user-friendly for women. Because, guys, you need to agree with me, because psychologically even women's brain is working differently. It's a scientifically proven fact. So a lot of materials on Web3 and technology is not structured and is not like newbie-friendly, as we call it, and not personalized. This is another thing. But I think number 4, which is not here, it's not actually the problem, it's a piece of context that needs to be taken into account, is that there is right now huge interest from the brand side, from commercial company side, and creator side towards opportunities of Web3, of crypto opportunities. And we cannot deny it. And the NFT hype is one of these things, but I'm not talking about only this. And what can be the solution for all these things as Metasouls community? So, for example, if you are the part of creative community, if you are the part of entrepreneur community, if you're a brand, if you're working as a professional for a big company, and you have interest in Web3, you can enter Metasouls community and get an access to network, to like-minded people, to co-founders, partners. You can ask right questions, specifically female-related questions, let's call it like this, and also we'll get an access to newbie-friendly business and tech resource vault, so the knowledge that is personalized. You might ask, okay, there are some communities that are establishing themselves as women empowering communities in Europe, actually not so many, but you might think so. What is the difference of Metasouls versus any other community like that? First of all, we are going to talk about applicability, not that much technology, not that much heavy education, but it's more about applicability of crypto opportunities towards the brand's world and creators' world. So, for example, we are going to do, of course, some education via masterminds, via all sorts of events, online and offline. I will talk a little bit about it later in the presentation. But also Business Tinder, another tool that we are going to present, which is body system integration. Every month you are matched with a Metasoul, let's say, to learn and grow together. And it's a little bit like shadowing, for example, which will help you learn on the go and apply your knowledge right away. But as a marketer, for example, I see the additional, let's say, layer of differentiation into the metaverse way. So first of all, you're a creator, for example, right? And you have a great career, let's say, in fashion design, but you have no idea how to enter this new world of digital and how to present your works, how to be exposed, and how, for example, sell your designs. And here we as a community are going to onboard you and learn, for example, how to create NFTs and how to position yourself, etc. And if you're a brand, you will get an access, or brands, like working for the brands, you will get an access to absolutely unique community, which is super engaged. Because I know, for example, as a brand manager in the past, how much more engaged Discord communities are, how much more engaged Twitter communities are. It's absolute gold for any brand. And this is a huge demand already right now towards this direction. So then as a brand, you also will find a collaborator. You will also find the ambassador, for example, some creative ambassador, etc. So it's an access to absolutely unique target audience. And let's say the cherry on the pie is gamification, because not all the communities are proposing this. For example, if you attend all the webinars during this month, or if you are, I don't know, accomplish all the tasks needed for this month, you are going to get some particular perks from partners, let's say. Another thing, talking about perks, and we are going to test that, of course, we were thinking as an entrance point to the community, you are going to get the piece of Metasouls Ring NFT. Of course, not for everyone, for, let's say, the first 1,000 of members, you're going to get this NFT. And then, as community grows, we'll have to buy it, of course. But the interesting thing about this, as community grows, NFT value grows accordingly, making sweet investment piece for any Metasoul. Yeah, right now, at the background of what's going on with NFT market right now, some people can get discouraged, but we really, really believe that is going to change. And talking about our global mission, is we help to transition female entrepreneurs, creators, and brands to Web3, building life-changing connections. This is what we're gonna do. Talking about market size, yeah, well, we are still calculating it, but it's really huge demand right now. And as a total available market for us is, of course, Europe, because many of these communities are located in US, and in Europe, well, there are less than 4. And then serviceable available markets, narrow down, of course, women from tech, entrepreneurial, and creative industries. And of course, ownable market will be like reasonable share of the previous one, less than 5%. But this is just really like very rough estimations. Talking about members profile, who we are actually talking to and who is going to be in our community. For example, as I already mentioned, fashion designer has a great career in fashion design but doesn't know how to sell it on a different digital market. NFT artist kind of knows how to do it but doesn't have a community, doesn't have, let's say, access to the right knowledge, doesn't have an access to the brands, and doesn't have enough exposure. This is another person that we're looking for. And then aspiring entrepreneur. Yeah, also needs Web3 learnings and also needs community and also needs like female-friendly, in our case, knowledge base. And working professional, yeah, as I already mentioned, the access to unique target audience and strong network. This is a business model. This business model is quite standard for any communities that are working around the world. I mean, you can recognize it, it's working, it's good, but what we're going to add on top of this is this NFT story. So people are going to get Metasouls Ring as a gift, first of all, and then they'll have to buy it, and then, as we expect, it's supposed to grow in value. This is a competition. We are going to take, we are going to try to take this part. So it's gonna be like a little bit of everything, talking about business and networking, casually talking about technology, and of course, giving bits of education, but personalized. And go-to-market strategy is, well, in terms of marketing activities, we are going to start with offline events, and of course, we're going to have social media representation. But one of the events that we're going to organize this summer is going to be She NFT. She NFT is first women empowering exhibition, gathering creators, entrepreneurs, and brands, and all sorts of partners and collaborators, of course, on one ground, and giving the space these creators to express themselves in the context of metaverse. Right now we are looking for the location, and we got extremely huge response from creators, a lot of applications, people want to participate, and they really need an exposure, and they need this knowledge. So we're working on it. And then of course referrals, word of mouth, B2B partnerships with brands, and with not only Web3 related brands, but also normal brands that are interested in metaverse, and offline, of course, online, social media, digital PR, because women empowerment is a really hype topic at the moment. And what we're going also to have is Discord free channel, which is particularly interesting in terms of engagement, in terms of advertising, particularly for brands, for the future. And of course, talking about the team, our team is super diverse. Sabina is our person, Web3 person. She's from Azerbaijan. I'm from Russia. I'm a marketeer. My another co-founder is Kati. She's from Estonia, and she is the big expert in all sorts of events, managing startups, portfolios, etc. So we have a super diverse experience, I would say even complementary experience. That's why we actually know the needs of our potential target audience and know it really well, almost it's our personal pain. So that's why we really believe in our project. That's why we really believe that it will work. Last one, yeah, sorry. And this is just a roadmap. How we're going to go. So right now, as I mentioned, we are concentrating on NFT partnerships and ticket sales, etc. So this event is supposed to kickstart the community, and then already we'll do the community soft launch online, and then it will be testing, and then we are going to get 500 members, and then another events are going to come. And this is our QR code. You can scan it, guys, and get to our website. So thank you so much. Questions?
2 questions. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Go ahead. 2 things. First of all, great presentation.
Thank you.
Second of all, everything that you're describing sounds cool to me too. So.
Oh, that's great.
So how, if this is successful, are you going to open it up to the other gender as well, or how do you see that in the future?
Yeah, of course we are going to open up, but not for, our positioning is for female, because we do see the underrepresentation of female, and if you look at the most successful projects in Web3, they're mostly male-led. I mean, there's no doubt in it, but if, for example, you're coming from the brand side or from the partner side, of course, we cannot say, okay, Nike, you are not female, go away. Of course not. So then, then it's open. So in terms of collaboration, in terms of, let's say, brand partnerships, in terms of all sorts of, I think we will find common ground. But our mission is to help women, to onboard women mostly, to Web3 world. I hope I answered your question. Yeah? Okay. Yeah, please.
You mentioned inefficient Web3 education.
Yeah.
And specifically towards women. Could you elaborate on that?
Not necessarily towards women. I think, 2 things. First of all, it is not really structured. Have you ever had a situation when you look through all sorts of different sources and then you actually didn't understand what you actually learned? I mean, sometimes it happens.
That's my point.
Yeah. So it's a little bit non-structured. Inefficient is / non-structured. That's what I meant. And another pillar is that female brain, as I said, is working differently. So a little bit maybe, I don't know, change needed in this direction. But it's more psychological aspect, I guess. So, last question.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
So, do I understand correctly that you are women supporting women in Web.3 specific to be successful or to enter into work in that area?
Yeah.
So, do I understand correctly that you are sort of facilitating interaction from more experienced women who are coaching less experienced women? What exactly are you doing that is empowering the women? I'm asking, my reference is, I've been secretary of the National Commission for Gender Equity in the Netherlands for 6 years.
Oh, great.
So I try to understand so that I maybe can see with who I can connect you if necessary.
Okay, so for example, let me put some sort of target audience profile. If we are talking about creators, if we are talking about brands, entrepreneurs that have any sort of interest in Web3, not necessarily in particular part of it, but just in general. And since there is a, let's say, bias against women in this area, we give the free space, let's say we save space and also the knowledge which is adapted to their request, how to enter Web3 world, how to, for example, if you're a creator and want to monetize on it, how you can do this, or if you're a brand, how to enter, how to reach particular target audience, you can reach this target audience, or any other things that you can do with Web3, maybe it's not covered in the presentation even. So yeah, we just want to focus on women because there is an underrepresentation of women. You know what I mean? So maybe I didn't ask you, I didn't understand your question correctly. Is it answering?
Sort of. We can
talk later.
I'm searching who can I connect you with, because I'm inspired by what you are doing, what you're saying. So maybe we should speak
Maybe
after.
it's the next question, like, what do you need? Where do you need?
What do I need? Yeah, this is actually very...
Anyway,
What do you need and how can we help?
Okay, so right now, we need partners, and we need right now help with investment. And particularly, we are right now focusing on this event that is going to happen in summer, She NFT. We have already creators, we have already sort of location, but we might need help with investment, how to organize the event, because this event is going to have quite some exposure. This is first thing, and any sort of partnerships, like partnership with brands, partnership with creators, influencers.
What are you expecting from your partners?
Well, first of all, I expect them to be part of a community, also to give us an exposure. For example, if you know an influencer with the big following is interested in this project, perfect, amazing. If you know a brand which potentially can be interested in this project, amazing. Yeah, that's what we're looking for at the moment. Yeah.
Great, thank you very much.